What's up, old friend?
What is going on, you guys? Today we are going to go through an Arc 2 cinematic trailer breakdown. Now, I don't know how all of these other YouTube content creators about Arc are missing this major of stuff. And in today's video, I'm going to show you all of the things that everyone else is completely missing and just a little bit of a recap of some things you might have already seen. So, if we get started with the video, this is where I started freaking out. The fact of this tiny little lizard thing. This is kind of like a gecko of some sort, but it has the ability. I wonder, like, if all of these are these little gecko things, or if they're just this one. One thing you notice, though, that everybody else is missing. We later find out that this is Santiago. He is an engineer that I think we first see in Explorer Notes on Aberration. He's actually the one who develops the mech, I'm pretty sure. But he's super confused as to why the world is being destroyed by Element. He doesn't know what it is. He doesn't know what's going on. A bunch of stuff like that. But if you notice, these two have headbands. There's nothing in Arc right now like that. It doesn't signify anything. But if we look at, like, past, Earth, people who wear headbands like this are the royalty, crowns, stuff like that. Nobody else has any sort of headband like this in the entire trailer. I thought at first that this might be like this girl's mother, but she doesn't have a headband. So my guess is Santiago is the king or the leader of this tribe, and this is his daughter. I'm guessing the mother is dead or something like that. And the other thing to confirm that, when we go forward here, where is it? Right here. It can be assumed, in movies, especially because she seems like a main character, it might be, just that some person in the tribe wanted to save the kid. But with the headband thing, I'm thinking that she is the princess of the tribe, meaning she is the future. We also get the first glimpse right here that I didn't notice originally watching it. This is a implant. We see one on Santiago. If I went through this trailer frame by frame, no other person actually has an implant in their arm. You can kind of see right here. There's nothing here. But we do see later in the trailer right here, these people do seem to be checking out their arm. So my best guess is they just didn't animate, implants on everybody's arms. Or it's possible that maybe these two are the only ones who are these clones or whatever coming from the actual Arc itself. Continuing on, obviously she's holding an egg. Oh, a little bit fast. When we first see these guys right here, immediate first thing I noticed, these look like the wyvern gauntlets you get on Scorched Earth from getting the artifacts, 100%. And then in the fight, we go through here a little bit more. This is definitely like a Thylo or a saber-toothed skull. As we're going through, coming up here, when one of them is fighting with the two spears, you see the other guy's spear has a skull, just like you get from, these got some Archaeopteryx, or maybe these are some what are they called? Microraptors. Just because they can fly, I'm guessing it's more. But this big guy, everyone's calling him a Rex. It's not a Rex. This is actually, if I can get the picture, a Tarbosaurus. In Asia, it's basically the Asian counterpart of the T-Rex. But if we look, this is 100% what this is. There's no doubt in my mind. So what I'm thinking is, this isn't Earth, obviously, because there's multiple other planets and everything else going on. But this is definitely the type of dino they're looking at. If we just read through it, the Asian counterpart of the Tyrannosaurus was the Tarbosaurus, a giant hypercarnivorous predator that terrorized ecosystems during the late Cretaceous period. Tarbosaurus and Tyrannosaurus were very close relatives. Some scientists even consider them the same animal. They're both enormous predators that reach lengths of 40 feet, 12 meters, and weighs the weights of 7 tons, and both ripped apart their prey with their strong skulls and foot-long, bone-crushing teeth. So, not a Rex, Tarbosaurus, they're kind of related, maybe like an evolutionary thing, you know, going on. Maybe just a different part of the world where they came from. If I click back here, I missed one thing. That girl is not the only one holding eggs. We see right here. Oh, maybe those are actually like mayhoberry seeds. But you can see right here, this kind of looks like a pteranodon egg. Just going through the fight. All of his tools are made out of scrap metal, which is kind of cool. The spear was made out of scrap metal. We can see right here, it's like broken parts piece of ship. Gosh, these blood effects are insane. Crazy. It'd be kind of cool to get like some different customizable armor like this. Another custom hatchet. The ability to throw a hatchet would be insane to have an arc. Obviously, it's not huge. I mean, it kind of be PvP potential, but just more of like, especially like the roleplay community would be able to do sorts of things with that. That's pretty awesome. This is insane. Just her going through and stabbing his leg. Like, if we're able to do stuff like that, if the combat system... I know that's people's like biggest complaint about Ark, is the combat system is absolutely terrible for close quarters combat. I mean, it basically consists of just pumping speed and running around in circles with things. So, like, the ability to maybe get some better close quarters combat. Obviously, Atlas was supposed to be the attempt at getting a better close quarters combat. I don't think it worked out great. I mean, Atlas kind of sunk a little bit, so, you know, maybe it just never got tested out. But kind of the ability to have a little bit better combat system would be pretty cool. I just love this dude's eyes when he realizes what's about to happen. But also, when he's running here, he rips it out, but he is still damaged with it. Like, you can tell his arm is hurting and broken. He's just trying to get through. God, gotta love that sass. It's pretty great. But yeah, that's like the main first half. This trailer can definitely be broken down into 2 halves. This is the everyone didn't know what this game was, but it kind of looked cool, and you're like, I might play this instead of Ark. And then realizing it is Ark, which is insane. My question here, though, is, if you look at the way Santiago, she obviously didn't know about this. She didn't know about it lighting up. She probably doesn't even really know what the implant is in her arm. But when Santiago sees it, he kind of has this face of like dread, like, I'm going to have to explain this. I never thought I'd have to come back to this. Or maybe he forgot. Maybe he didn't remember any of it. My more guess is he wasn't expecting he was going to be having to explain this sort of situation. We can see this person is checking out their implant also, which, you know, this rock tells us a lot too. As we go through here, you can kind of see it right here, but this is for sure Helena. We see it in the Ark anime trailer, her having this parasaur. You can just tell from the haircut, it's supposed to be Helena. We have the HLNA here and here. Down here, you got like some sort of Moza. All the people, you got an... I thought it was originally an obelisk, and it still might be, but this is for sure supposed to be an implant on this person's arm, actually. Got the trike, the stego, the bronto. Then you have these weird creature things, and then a quetz. So my guess is someplace in, and you got like a, maybe like a Carno or something going on here. But my guess is we're going to, in Arc 2, we're going to have some sort of corrupted thing going on. I actually think these people that we're fighting here, I think they might just be corrupted humans. Maybe they're corrupted by Rockwell's Garden, which we see in Genesis 2. Or maybe it's some other sort of thing going on. They do have such lifelike human qualities. The only exception is they kind of walk on their toes, but it's not like they have disfigured legs or anything. And their arms are crazy long. So maybe they're an indigenous people to this planet. You know, maybe, you know, I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see for that one. But yeah, Rex. We had Helena down here. We have the obelisk up here. We have a quetz. This right here, though, nobody seemed to notice this. This isn't just like a galaxy. This is the Genesis 2 map. This is the lifeboat. These are the rings that we are on. I'm pretty darn sure, because why else would you include it like that? I mean, it's possible, I guess. This is just supposed to be the galaxy, but I don't know. It looks a lot like the rings from Genesis 2. If we quick go over here and just grab the trailer for it. Genesis 2. It's like right here. See? We have these sort of rings. The same exact thing going on here. Rockwell's Garden maybe corrupts people. I don't know. Might be. If we continue on through here, you can kind of see down here. This is what I thought this was originally an obelisk, but I'm thinking it actually is like an upgraded implant, you know, when it turns red for like danger or whatever. I don't know. So this is obviously the pod that you see in the trailer for Genesis 2 or at the end of Genesis 1. I was always curious. I went back through and watched. I have a video from when we did the boss, and I was trying to look around and see if I could see, you know, like any of like Santiago or anything like that, but I didn't see anybody that we see in this trailer. But when he walks up to this, I'm curious if it recognizes his implant or if this is his drop pod type situation. It does say initiating bioscan, which makes me think, well, it could be that it's scanning the implant to figure out who it is, because this kind of looks like a camera, but it also could be just checking his health, like a bioscan like that. But right here, we have gene sequence complete, engram imprinting complete. So he doesn't have all the engrams, obviously. But this cloning access restricted. I know a lot of people were saying that maybe this means Santiago, this is a clone of Santiago, and that's what we're going to be in Arc 2, you know, clones of these former people. What I'm thinking is, because it says he's an engineer, and from what we know, he's from the Federation, he built the mechs, he was on Aberration, everything that had to go along with that. Maybe it's that they're not allowed to clone him because they don't want, you know, multiple of these people, because even if they're a clone, it doesn't mean they're going to react the same to every situation. So if you have a bunch of these people and he has this restricted access, you know, you don't want that kind of thing getting out for sure. So that's what I'm more thinking is you're not able to clone this person. And it's him though. And that he was on the lifeboat in Genesis 2.
Lights out, old friend.
He says, lights out, old friend. I think he's probably talking to Helena. I'm thinking that in Aberration, between Aberration, Extinction, Genesis, whatever, Maybe he's the one who helps Helena create HLNA. You know, he's an engineer. He built mechs. Like, he did all of that. It's definitely possible. But this says Purge too. So maybe what happens is the people who are on the lifeboat, who they think, in air quotes, get corrupted, they end up just sending their pods off the ship so that, you know, or maybe they're trying to be saved from the ship that Rockwell is taking over. It's just kind of cool that we can see the performance records also. And then the libraries. Engram library. It's all pretty cool.
Old friend.
But yeah, he's definitely just shutting down the whole system, which is kind of crazy. I wonder if he's deleting it out. And then here we have some sort of like pteranodon-like thing, but it almost has like monarch butterfly type wings. We have Brachiosauruses back here, which we currently don't have in the game. And then this whole destroyed vine system of rock and everything. There's no metal or anything out here. So it's not like the ship crashed or this is like an abandoned city or whatever. Like, it's kind of crazy. But this right here kind of does look like a dome. So maybe there was like an explosion underground or something like that. We don't really have a way to know that right now with this limited trailer. But you can see here a couple of different planets. And that's just the end of it. Yeah.